learning takes all sorts of forms. In the Bible and in Christian tradition, we have a great emphasis that we lay on wisdom, and we need to bring back that tradition, I think, or get hold of that tradition.
The day that you don't learn something new is the day when you might as well hang up your hat.
Being a learning church, I feel it should be a continuous learning development. You've got to continue learning because society is changing.
We're never too old to learn, and we're never too old to share our experience and our wisdom with other people.
I have a responsibility for encouraging the ongoing development of ministers beyond, lifelong learning beyond the first 3 years of ordination. And of course I have a responsibility to try and develop the learning of local churches as lay preachers, leadership teams, every member really.
I think it's always a challenge to local churches to identify those people within their number that may have a gift for leading worship, because often people who do have a gift don't recognise it in themselves, and then to nurture that call, to give them opportunity to practice it, and then hopefully to open the doors to take it further.
Since time immemorial, children and young people have shown adults the way. And of course, one of the difficulties I think that the church has is that if children and young people don't have the opportunities to say what they think and say what they feel, then the adults make decisions on their behalf without really knowing what children and young people want.
The most enjoyable part has been the residential weekends, the tutorials, and having an opportunity to meet other people who are going through the same thing that I'm going through.
There are 4 resource centres for learning at present. We try as far as possible to integrate learning. So the ordinance classes, for example, are open to other people to come. We try to encourage a mixed group of learners. We do that for 2 reasons. One is I think that it's important that if ministers are going to work alongside other people, that they should have learnt alongside other people. And secondly, that they're open to the experiences of others. As they're forming their key ideas and approaches, are taking on board how other people think, what their perspectives are.
I'm in my 2nd year now in Cambridge, with another 2 and a bit to go. Probably the best bit is actually learning with all the other houses within Cambridge as part of the Theological Federation. So we're learning with Anglicans, we're learning with Catholics, we're learning with Methodists, but also within Westminster itself, the wide cross-section we've got from probably the more liberal wing of the church, shall we say, to the evangelical, and how we all have to pick up from each other things that perhaps I wouldn't have got, had I stayed, where I'd been brought up.
One of the things that I'm particularly keen on is URCL, which is the United Reformed Church Learning Environment.
I think the advantage is that it is actually going to bring learning right into people's own homes.
Face-to-face group learning is always going to be an essential part of who we are and what we're about. But there is so much we could do in terms of making resources available to people when they need them, and not just written resources, but connecting people so that they can speak to other learners, they can speak to their tutors, be in touch with a sort of virtual learning community.
For me, intrinsic to Christian discipleship is learning together more deeply about the truths of God.
I've been a Christian all my life, and it amazes me just how little I knew or understood. And well, I'm on a journey for the rest of my life.
There's always so much more, even from stories in the Bible that we've heard countless times, but suddenly you can hear it with fresh ears, or somebody will say something that you think, gosh, I'd never thought of it like that before. And I think that's all part of our lifelong learning. So definitely never too old to learn.